If you want to start investing today, the very first thing that you need to do is open the right account. And when you open the right account, you need to make sure you're opening it at the right institution. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to open that account and which institutions you should be looking at. I'm a money coach and I'm here to help you get started investing today. To investing, a lot of people first go to the investment apps that make it really easy for you to invest. Think of apps like Robinhood, Investor, Acorns, or even M1. These apps do a great job of making things easy for you, but in my opinion, they're not the best way to invest. Getting started is the most important thing. So if this is your only option or the only thing you feel comfortable with, just do it. But if you're looking for a recommendation on where to start, my opinion is you should start with the bank institution that you have a checking account with. I have some pretty strong opinions on where you should be banking with, or rather where you should not be banking with, but we'll save that for another video. Big banks have far more features in their investment portals. This means you have a lot more options on how you can invest in setting up automations. This is important, but the main reason you want to use one of these big banks to invest in is so you can easily set up your automation. When investing, you want to make sure you're transferring money every single month or maybe even every single pay period to your investment account. The easiest way to set this up is automatic transfer from your checking account to your investment account. So if you set up these two accounts at the same institution, it's already done for you. Now that you know where to set your account up, let's talk about the type of account you should set up. When you're just getting started, there's one place that's the easiest place to invest, and you can easily set up an account and easily send money to and easily start investing. And that is if you have a job that offers a retirement account like a 401k. Yes, 401k is an investment account. You're investing for your retirement. Putting money into that account grows over time in the stock market, and it gives you a positive ROI. This is really important. Know that if you put money into your 401k or really any investment account, that alone does not mean that you are investing. I thought this myself. I thought putting money in the 401k and just letting it sit there means over time it'll grow. No, you need to tell your 401k or your investment account what to buy and then start buying those things, and then those will grow over time. Okay, enough about that. The 401k is super easy, and you simply talk to your HR department about setting one up if it isn't already done for you. If your job does offer a retirement account, it's not a 401k, it could be a 403b or some other type of account. And also, see if you get an employee match. That's just free money that adds on to your compensation. Now that we've talked about an employee-sponsored investment account, which you probably already knew about, let's talk about accounts that you can open for yourself. There's a few different types of accounts that you can open up for yourself, but there are two that I would suggest a beginner starting with today. You've got your IRAs, and then you've got your brokerage accounts. First, let's talk about IRAs, the individual retirement account. This is a self-directed account that you open for yourself. You choose what you buy, and you, the individual, have full control over. First thing to know about an IRA is the money that goes into an IRA is for retirement. That's why it's called an individual retirement account. The money can be invested and it grows with the stock market or whatever you're buying, but you can't pull that money out with no fees and no penalties until you are of retirement age. In most cases, that's 67 years old. Obviously, there are some pros and some cons that comes with that, but just know this information. Now, when it comes to IRAs, there are two main types. You've got your traditional IRA and your Roth IRA. The traditional IRA means you contribute money to the account pre-tax. So that means you get paid, and before you pay taxes on the dollars that you made, you put money into your account and you don't pay the taxes within that account. The Roth IRA, everything's the exact same except for it's post-tax. So now you get paid, then you pay your taxes, and then you contribute to your account. So to compare the two, let's say you get $100. In the traditional account, you can invest that $100 and it grows over time. In the Roth IRA, you would get your $100, let's say pay a 10% tax, and you would invest $90. The true benefit of the traditional IRA is found when you file your taxes the next year. All the money that you contributed to your IRA pre-taxed will be deducted from your taxable income. So if you made $60,000 and you contributed $6,000 to your traditional IRA, now you're only going to be taxed on $54,000. You're going to take that $6,000 out of your taxable income. On the Roth side, you don't see a benefit today. You see a benefit when you're starting to pull this money out. So when you file your taxes, you're still taxed on $60,000, but in 30 years or 40 years or however long it takes you before you reach retirement age and you start to deduct money out of this account, you'll be able to deduct money out of this account tax-free. Once you've reached retirement age, Let's say your account has grown to $500,000. And let's say every year you pull out $50,000. Well, in the traditional account, let's say with that $50,000 that you pull out every year, you'll pay a 10% tax. So you'll pay $5,000 every single time. But in the Roth account, you'll pull out $50,000 and pay $0 in tax. So now you have your full $50,000 rather than $45,000. Again, there's pros and cons to each type of account, but the choice is yours on which one you want to use. Just for reference, I have a Roth IRA and I don't have a traditional IRA. The last thing to mention about IRAs in general, meaning both types, there is an annual contribution limit. Right now, it's set for $6,500 going into 2023. This means you can only invest that amount of money any calendar year. Okay, finally, let's talk about a brokerage account. A brokerage account is a little bit different than an IRA. You still are the owner and controller of what gets invested, what you're buying, and when you can sell. But there's two big differences here. The first big difference is this money is not sheltered away from you until retirement age. So if I invest $5,000 today and tomorrow that $5,000 turns into $10,000, very unlikely, obviously, I could pull out that entire $10,000 without any fees. Now, there's no Roth version of a brokerage account. So when you're pulling money out, you're always going to be taxed on the profit. If I put $5,000 in, it grows to $10,000, and I take that $10,000 out, I'm going to be taxed on the $5,000 increase that I made in that time period. Another key thing to note is if you withdraw the profit from your investment within 1 year, then you have to pay a capital gains tax. So this is a tax rate that's a little bit higher than income tax. So with that being said, you usually want to invest long-term or at least longer than 1 year. The second big benefit of using a brokerage account rather than an IRA is there's no contribution limits. So if you're a high earner and you want to invest a significant amount of dollars any calendar year, you have about $20,000 of a limit for your 401k. You have about a $6,000 limit in an IRA, but in your brokerage account is literally limitless. You can invest millions and millions of dollars any day, anytime. Because of this, this is my favorite account to go to. Like I said, I do have a Roth IRA, but I also have a brokerage account as well because I choose to invest more than $6,000 a year. There's more details about each type of account we discussed today, but now you know the most important pros and cons of each account type to make an educated decision. So just to wrap this up one last time, here are my suggestions. Have a Roth IRA first, and then once you've gotten to the point where you can max that out, open a brokerage account. If you don't think you'll be waiting until retirement age to be able to use this money, then maybe you want to skip the IRA step. I still think it's necessary because we always want to look into the future and prepare for that as well. But again, you have all the information to make an educated decision. So this is just step one. Now you know where you can open an account and what type of account you can open. If you want step-by-step instructions, you can purchase the ebook at the link below. Speaking of investments, this is probably the best investment you can make. This book called Get Starting Investing Today will help you save time and will literally get your first investment under your belt today for just a few bucks. Or on the other side, you can just hit the follow button and continue watching because I post content like this all the time. Hope to see you guys on the next one where we'll talk about what you should be buying. Peace.